She was covered in blood, screaming hysterically in my face, with real fear and terror in her eyes. At first, I thought she needed help. But when I looked down, I realized the blood was mine, and she was asking if I was okay. I'd been attacked in the street with a baseball bat, and 2 days later, I was on the operating table with a broken nose, fractured eye socket, and a fractured skull. And on returning to the ward, I was told by the nurse that I would never fight again. As a professional fighter, I was devastated. Fast forward 5 years, and I was lifting the British Muay Thai Championship belt. How did that happen? And it's funny because every time somebody called me a champion, or even when I said it to myself, I couldn't help but question whether I deserved that label. And it made me curious about what being a champion really means. And I realized the champion is simply someone who succeeds against the odds. Real champions are ordinary people achieving extraordinary things. So what is it that truly separates a champion from the rest? The elite from the average? It's not talent. Talent may help you stand out, but it's not what makes a champion. It never is. And this is about what does make a champion, and the unconscious architect behind it, our identity, and the blueprint and code I have uncovered that explains it. So let me share with you how I first discovered it. I was in the corner for one of my professional fighters, and it was a particularly brutal fight. And come the end, unfortunately, we lost the decision. As I was removing his gloves, he bolted upright. "Be careful with the glove." "Why?" I said. "My arm's broken." I carefully started to remove the glove, feeling anger, shame, sadness, guilt. What kind of a coach am I? Why didn't I see he was hurt? Why did he carry on with a broken arm? At what point of the fight did it happen? Midway through the first, he said. So he had fought 3 rounds with a broken arm. I started to remove the other glove. "Be careful with that one too, please." I looked at him. He nodded. "That's broken too." I felt sick. "Why did you carry on, son?" "Because I believed I could win, Dad." Now that moment nearly wrecked me, but it rebuilt me at the same time. And I realized that even though he didn't win, he was a champion. And the lifting of any belts in the ring doesn't really matter. I also recognized that I'd lived it before myself in not letting a baseball bat and a fractured skull derail my dreams. I'd seen this pattern in and out of the ring. The clarity, the obsession, the sense of direction, the energy. I'd seen this pattern before. I'd seen it in messed up souls coming through the gym, young, confused teens coming through the alternative provision. And all I had to do was identify the component parts. Now, I identified 4 main elements where champions excel. And over time, I refined it to a specific set of actionable practices. So let's unpack this practical tool. The code, CODE. So C is for clarity, where we measure focus, mental toughness, confidence, and awareness. O is for obsession, where we measure determination, grit, and passion. D is for direction, where we measure velocity, consistency, and flexibility. And E is for energy, where we measure vitality, action, and emotional charge. Within each, we can measure, score, and enhance to achieve champion performance. And we've been doing this with our professional fighters, members of the public, and alternative provision students. We have shown there is a direct correlation between these scores and transformational results people get in their lives, be that in the gym or in pursuing their vision of their future selves. And this gives us a clear pathway so we can all follow the code to become champions in our lives. And one thing I know for sure is there is a champion in every one of us. Excellence is not an accident, it's a habit. And every habit has a pattern, a code. So my question to you is, are you living life as the champion you were born to be? Are you choosing courage over fear? Or do you need to crack the code? Thank you.